What happened here? Oh my gosh. Did the Varroa Destructor destroy my miniature hive? No, it's the wind, but we are going to have to deal with the Varroa Destructor today. Oh my gosh, it is so windy. It has been so hot here in central Illinois in October, and we have had temperatures in the mid 80s and unseasonably hot for us. And there's a cold front coming in. So right now it is windier than windy has ever been. And I'll tell you what, this an example of Bobblehead David. Look at that. He's a tough old bird, Bobblehead David. He's been dropped. He's fallen off of hives. He's been traveling with me as I go around speaking at places. He's taken a beating, but he's hanging in there. He's got a little life to him. He did break one time. When I first got him, somebody in my family, I won't say who, was playing with him and broke him off of his pedestal. Yeah, if you ever put David Bobblehead on a pedestal, he can he can fall off his pedestal. So I glued him back on. But today we do have a problem with this Varroa Destructor mite who continues to be on their pedestal, killing our hives and destroying our hives. Remember a few videos back, I inspected the hive out there for Varroa mite and they had 15 per 300. Now it's time that we do something. Boom! And what we're going to do is we're going to use Formic Pro 2 strips today, and we're going to knock some of those mites down, hopefully all of them. Let's see if it works. Boom! That's what we're hoping for today. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it. We're going to drop out to the hive and treat it with Formic Pro. But I want to give you guys some tips right now, right away. You got to wear nitrile gloves, and if you have a mask, it would help. I don't think the label requires for one, but you definitely need to stay away from this. Don't get too close. Stay on the opposite side of the wind, so the wind blowing away from the strips, not blowing it back on you. You don't want your hat and veil to fill up with these fumes, so be very careful like that. But one of the things I want to stress about treatments, a lot of you ask me a lot of questions about treating your hives for the Varroa Destructor mite. We have a lot of chemicals available. We have Formic Pro, MiteAway Quick Strips. We have Apiguard, Apilife, ApiLifeGuard. I mean, we have Hops 3. We have oxalic acid. We can just go down the list of so many, some that I've forgotten the name. And what you have to do to decide which one is best for you, it depends on what you're trying to do. In my case, the temperature's right. It's not going to get above 85, and that's what the Fahrenheit, that's what the maximum is on using these. And so we're going to be okay with the temperature for the next few days. And what we're going to try to do is blast kill our mites in that hive. I don't want to kill them slowly over a long period of time because I don't have that much time before winter. So I just want to blast kill them. And but if you're in a different season, and it depends on if you have honey supers on or off. I've got one super on there, but that super is for them. I'm not going to be using that honey. But this allows you to treat with your honey supers on that you are going to use for food. So you can legally use Formic Pro with your honey supers on. Things like that. There's so many variables on different treatments and methods that you're going to employ. Now, I'm going to say this, hear me once and remember this forever so you don't have to ask me questions about it. I believe everyone should follow the label. The label is the law. So you get a copy of the label of every treatment that you buy. It tells you how to treat your hive. You need to follow that label. Some people say they don't understand how to use the treatment, but it is explained in the label or in the package that came with your treatment. Now, some people buy off-brand stuff. You're not going to find any answers there on how to treat bees, and I personally don't feel that's the best or right thing to do. Always follow the label. Companies have spent a lot of time and money to figure out what the best treatment is and what's the best way to treat bees with their product. Now, if you're not sure of what chemical to use or what treatment to use, think of it this way. You're the beekeeper, you got to own it, you got to be responsible. It's on you to choose your treatment, study it, research it, and when you get it, read it. If you don't get the information you need from the label, then go to the company's website. Look them up. They have frequently asked questions. I guarantee you your question will be answered in their FNQ. FNQ? That doesn't sound right. Frequently FAQ. There we go. I'll get it right here in a minute. So the frequently asked question page will answer all of your questions. If it doesn't, then you can call the company. Most of these companies have their phone number listed, or you can email them and say, my scenario is a little bit different. What do you recommend? So I don't think you should guess at this. Another thing I want to say is that each of these have an expiration date. Now on Formic Pro, beware that if you go past the expiration date, this becomes stronger, not weaker. So this is going to be more strong every day you go past the expiration date. Why does that matter? Because it is wrapped with a kind of a wicking paper that allows the Formic Pro to wick through that paper in a more controlled way. Now, if you let this get old, what starts to disintegrate is the wicking paper. And that means when you put an old pad on that's several months old, there's a greater chance that more Formic Pro is going to be released at once and cause more damage to your queen or your brood. So be very careful that you stay within the expiration date. I just bought these about a week ago, and my expiration date here is March of 2025. It's very unfortunate because that means I've got to use these up before next spring. But I bought enough that I've got, I'll be able to use them on the hives that really do need treated. So that's just something to be aware of. One more thing. I'm not going to open this up now because the wind will get me. But inside of this foil package, that's all you do. You tear this open, take the pads out. And there's 2 pads in here. And once you remove the foil and take out the 2 pads, they're wrapped in this paper. This kind of a white colored paper that's stuck to the pad. Do not remove the paper that is around the pads. Do not remove that. That's a wicking paper that you need on the pads. Do you understand? Say it one more time. Take them out of the foil pack, and that's it. Take them out. Don't remove that paper. All right, let's go out there before it gets raining or something. Let's put these pads on. First thing we want to do is get the honey super moved off so we can get the Formic Pro between the 2 deeps. Going to set it right there. We're going to take our next deep off. Remember, we're only treating for mites. We're not doing anything else today. Not going to inspect the hive. We've already done that. We've already got a mite count. Now we're just treating. This is an important step. What I teach you guys about being purposeful on your inspections, and don't waste a lot of time doing every single thing on one inspection. You can always go back another time and do other things. But today, we're just treating. All right. Let's get some bees off of the top bars here. Yep. Now I'm downwind of these Formic Pro pads, meaning the wind's blowing away from me pretty good. But be careful not to fill up your hat or veil with the fumes from these strips. Check the expiration date. The expiration date on these are March of 2025. It's on the label there. That way, if you go past the expiration date, it's actually harmful to your bees, in my opinion, because what happens is this wrap actually becomes less protective of releasing the vapors, the fumes, and it can actually vaporize too quickly. I try to really work hard for you guys. I'm always out in the field filming and helping you with good instructional beekeeping videos. I'm a certified master beekeeper. And one of the ways that you can help me to keep me going, keep me pumped up, you got to do something to energize me, keep me doing this. And one of the ways you can help me is by subscribing and give me a thumbs up. If you do those 2 things, boy, I would appreciate it. That's heavy. I want it to be heavy for the bees, but not for my back. Oh. And let's put the top on. Boy, that didn't take long at all. That's not the right top. That's the top to catch the other one here. Here's my correct top. Woo! I think one of the reasons my smoker is I'm able to reuse the same fuel over and over is because I just put a stick to shut off the airflow, and it puts the fire out real quickly. That way this will be ready for 2 or 3 more inspections. I can't believe how the seasons are changing so quickly. It is like so windy right now. I know that front's coming in. Hey, look at that. We went into the hive real quick. It didn't take us long at all. I should probably time it to see how long it did take us. But once we got it opened up and we put our 2 strips of Formic Pro in there, put it back together, man, we were out of there, got the job done. And this is what we're trying to kill, the Varroa Destructor. And we had 15 on 300 bees, so it's time to do a treatment. I mean, that's really important. Be sure and join me every Thursday night for my live stream. Beak Squad, you can ask me questions. We can hang out together and have a good time. Another way you can support the cause is by taking a look at our book, Backyard Beekeeping, Everything You Need to Know to Start Your First Time. Sherry and I wrote this book. She wrote half and I wrote half. It is chock full of good beekeeping information for new beginners. I think you would love this book. And if you get it from our website, honeybeesonline.com, you can get an autographed copy. We'll autograph for you before we ship it to you. That'd be a great thing you can have on your shelf. And if you want to watch another great video that I just made that will really help you guys out a lot, it's where I show you how to test for mites. A simple way, and I've got a really cool way to get the mites collected. Take a look at the video. It's right here. I'll see you guys over there.